I just came here to get railed.
Right. I'm going to get that earring. And when I tell you...
Oh.
Mom!
Are you a lady like me? Introspective, beautiful. Oh, are you intellectual like me? Beguiled by a bargain? You like wild times? Oh, like me? Are you serving the community like me? Well, if you are, then you must be very Delta.
Today's guest is a very professional human woman. You know her from RuPaul's Drag Race. It's the one and only Amanda Tori Meating.
Hi.
I feel like we just basically filmed the first segment of the episode before we even started.
Yeah, sorry, you don't get it.
Yeah, but we can always rehash.
Okay.
I mean, I hate to just dive in. I feel like there should be like a little casual talk, but let's dive in. We were talking about drag names just off the top. I mean, your name itself, Amanda Tori Meating, but not just like a meeting, like not a Zoom meeting. Meat. Where did that come from?
Being a whore. Mostly a
Uh-huh.
whore. It was like more ironic when I chose the name because I was a vegan at the time. But I started estrogen and suddenly veganism out the window.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what meat substitutes at the time were acceptable?
Oh, I was really into the Beyond Burgers. Love those girls.
And now will you eat like meat, like animal meat?
Oh, I'll do it.
You will. See, it's a blessing.
It's
a
karma.
blessing.
It's instant karma.
Right. Or the Orange Diamond storyline. It's fine. This is real television that we're making.
Okay,
because
listen.
We're real live human women.
Human women.
How come people say that? Human.
My grandma said it like that. I
Really?
always thought it was so weird. I was like, what's a human?
Right.
She's like, you.
But why is it said that way, I wonder? Because it's not like just an accent. Like all people from all over say it that way.
Yeah, right?
Some people call out because I think I'm saying mayonnaise. And some people are like, oh, you say it weird. And I'm like, isn't that...
I say it how I say it.
But then some people say mayonnaise, and I don't think that's weird. They just say mayonnaise.
Right.
But I say mayonnaise. And so I think maybe I'm pronouncing it too many letters.
I mean, you're pronouncing letters that exist in the word. So,
Right.
like,
I
feel like you're
guess.
doing your due diligence. Maybe other people are lazy.
Do you ever say salmon or do you say salmon?
I say salmon.
See, I say salmon as well.
Yeah.
And I will say part of me dies when people say salmon.
Yeah, no, that's a really twisted.
It's hard.
I don't know what motivates a person to pronounce salmon that way.
Yeah. Have you ever worked as a server in a restaurant?
Oh, honey, yes.
You have?
Oh, girl.
So
in many different iterations of
Really?
my life. Oh, yes. The craziest one was I was a car hop.
Oh no, that's
yes.
acrobatics.
But the tables were cars. You know, you have to
Yeah.
go up and serve a car like a table.
Yeah.
And it was the craziest job. It was like we were like 19 and 20-year-olds. And then there were like 2 really old ladies that worked there. Insane work. There was this lady, her name was Liz. And we called her the lot lizard.
Oh, I love a lot lizard. I love a lot lizard. I'm obsessed with lot lizards.
She would steal every single car that came in, like regardless of the rotation. We were like, lizard!
Did she smoke ciggies?
Oh, yes.
She go on a smoke break?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She was smoking and serving at the same time. She's like, oh, hey, baby, here's your tray.
I would want to
No,
deal with her.
exactly.
But here's the thing. So I ask about you being a server because I feel like if you're in a restaurant and like you're trying to provide good customer service, you also, you want to secure a tip.
Hello.
You can't really say like mean things to people. So if somebody said the salmon, it would be like, yeah, of course you can have that. Right?
There is a restaurant that lets you be as a server.
Yeah. Would you do that?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
A server gig with free license to be evil to people. Sign
Especially
me up.
if they're expecting it.
Yeah, right. They're like egging you on. They're like, yeah, tell me how stupid I am.
Bitch, I hate when your earring falls off. That's
Unprofessional.
Yeah, like I don't know what to say.
It's really unprofessional.
But Amanda Tori Meating, are there other Amandas and Tories that you love?
As far as I'm aware, I'm the only Amanda Tori, which I think is pretty.
Okay.
I always thought it would be funny to have a drag daughter named Optional Tori Meating.
I do like that. I do like that.
I like Tori being part of the last name.
I like that. I always thought I needed a daughter named Charity. Charity Work.
Ooh, Charity Work.
Right? I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about like we were talking about like other drag names.
Oh,
and
girl.
you off camera were sharing.
Girl, there is a drag queen in Chicago, Illinois, named Shabloop Miss Gaggy. I'm gonna say that again. Shabloop Miss Gaggy.
I like it.
I
don't know.
love it.
I like it.
I've never met the diva,
Uh-huh.
but I know that our brains would like have some sort of synergy.
Uh-huh.
It's so beautiful. It's like a
Yeah.
commentary on a commentary.
Yeah.
What do her friends call her? Did they call her Shabloop? Did they call her Miss Gaggy?
There's gotta be some other variations of
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah, because like everyone calls Deborah Deb, but
Right.
nobody calls her bruh.
Debbie. What if you saw Deborah messing and you were like, "Hey, bruh." Actually,
Right?
I would do that to her.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I love that. I think more people need to be called bruh.
I agree.
Although, what about that somebody was in my comment section, and I never have time for the comment section until
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the airport too early.
Girl.
And I'm like, wait, what? And then I look at it, and then I'm
Yes.
like, okay, what about this? What about that? And somebody was like, bruh, you need to do this, bruh. You need to do that, bruh, you need to. So then I was like, I guess I'll respond. And I was like,
Yeah.
sis.
Sis.
If you do this, sis, I'll do this, sis. Because sis, and they were like, why are you calling me sis?
That's what I do to my landlord.
You call her your landlord sis?
Well, he misgenders me all the time, which, like,
Oh.
sure, whatever.
Perfect.
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 That's where we're at.
Right.
So he'll text me. He'll be like, "How's it going, brother?" I'm like, "Amazing, sister. Thank you so much. Can't
you
wait
just
to
match
give you
your
my
energy.
rent."
You're just
Yeah.
matching energy.
I'm an energy matcher.
Right.
You know.
So you know when someone is being silly.
Yeah.
You know when someone's fucking trying you.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
And that is
Or the secret third thing.
which is
Somebody who like doesn't know, doesn't care, doesn't mean any harm, but they're
Right.
just like making assumptions and going through their life that way.
right.
And that's when I go sister. That's when I'm like, "Okay, sister.
Right.
You can figure it out."
Right. And that's how you, I think, just like navigate through life. And that's
Yeah.
one of those examples
Girl.
where we take from other people, well, take from trans women, that experience and take that strength and that power. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and the power I felt answering the door in just a sports bra
Uh-huh.
and a little bob that I was cutting the bangs on.
Uh-huh.
Oh, girl. I was like,
You
"You want to call
lived.
me brother now?"
Right.
Eh.
And what color was the sports bra?
Black,
Black,
sporty,
simple, clean.
chic.
clean white.
Yeah.
Were you wearing bottoms?
Imagine if I wasn't. I mean, I guess I kind of implied that. But
Well,
no.
I'm trying to imagine if I am. I don't know. I might be. I'll need your help to check later.
Okay. Sounds good.
What shoe immediately goes with a sports bra and potential bottoms?
I love talking about potential bottoms. I feel like a sneaker.
Uh-huh.
I'm a sneaker girl. I love sneakers. I show
Uh-huh.
up to the gig in sneakers. I leave the gig in sneakers.
Well, I do the gig in sneakers.
That I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get there. I feel like
You're young and beautiful.
I have a couple
Hang
more
on to it.
years where like they won't let me get away with that, but
Uh-huh.
soon enough, ooh.
We were talking about how occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally, we will both wear wigs.
Sometimes.
Not all the time.
Not now.
But wait a minute. You were a wigstress. I like to say wigstress.
I do too.
On Hollywood Boulevard.
I sure was.
I gag for this story.
Do
Tell me-
you?
I really do because
Ah.
when I first started doing drag, we would mostly get our wig styled on Hollywood Boulevard.
Baby.
It's no longer there anymore, but it was called Hollywood Wig that was run by
Yes.
Ellen.
Yes.
Even before she was on that side of the street, she used to be on the other side.
I remember
Right?
hearing tales.
Yeah, next to the adult theater.
Girl.
And back then, I mean, it's a long time ago. We're talking the late 90s. But there was a trans woman who did wigs at Hollywood Toy and Wig.
And costume?
And costume. Her
Yeah,
name was
yeah.
Sheila.
Yes.
And she used to wear, I remember she would wear like mom jeans. And she would have sort of it was sort of like a mom dishwater blonde hair.
That's like my natural color.
Teased up. And then she wore what we call clickety clacks. So like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
mule.
Yeah. Just
Teeter. And obviously you're not wearing mom jeans, or maybe you do sometimes.
I could don the occasional mom jean.
Are you the modern Sheila?
I just might be.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah. Now, of course, this was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
We use different words now, but back in the day, we used to say, "Oh my God, let's go to Tranny Sheila and get our wigs done." We've got Tranny Sheila, and it was it was a referential term.
Yeah,
it was a term of reverence,
of course.
But
I love
we're
the
not
word
giving
tranny.
you permission to use these words. We're just telling you in a historical sense,
right?
But tell me about we're doing wigs on Hollywood Boulevard because you see everything there.
Oh, mama! I mean, I worked at Outfitters Wig.
The best.
Long-standing establishment. Truly,
Outfitter Wigs is elite.
It was truly like my wig home for several years. And still kind of is. Like I'm still really tight with BB who owns it now. That's actually, I consider her my drag mother.
I love that.
I do too. It feels correct. It feels like, especially knowing me, knowing her, knowing the way we interact with each other. I'm like, oh, you're definitely my mom.
Yeah.
It was crazy, girl. We had like the most rough and tumble, but also the most like sneaky little Hollywood stylist people come in and try to be like, oh, I'm doing wigs for a Taylor Swift video. And we're like, we literally don't care because.
Right.
But these stylists would come in and they would fight with us.
What do you mean? Like, what's there to fight about?
You could just tell that like somebody on set gave them the business.
Okay.
And they needed to unload on someone. And we were always just like, oh, mama, not here, not today, not on tonight.
Right.
And I remember specifically the Taylor Swift lady was like being so demanding about wanting these Marie Antoinette wigs, but she had no idea what she wanted them to look like.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole conflama. And it ended up in like these heated confrontations. I'm like at the wig store on Hollywood Boulevard.
That's so weird.
It was weird. And I just remember like I was teasing a wig and she's like going off and she's like, this one over here, this one hates me. This one's pissed off. I was like, oh, mama, my piece is internal.
Right.
Could never be disturbed by the likes of you.
Wow.
It was fierce.
See, it's weird because when we're around so many different personalities,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that alone, we're dealing with people in an industry that have their own pressure and then they're coming to you and they're expecting you to solve it. But then you also have people that come in because it's so touristy that are like, I want to try on every single wig. And it's like, baby, we're selling products
We
here.
can't do all that.
Yeah, this is not like, this isn't a bachelorette party for fun.
This
like,
isn't Cordelia's closet. Like, we're not no.
Right. And I think people want to have like makeover day.
Yeah. Right? It's like that actually costs extra.
It does. It's
does.
a business. They're selling products.
Totally.
Do you have like a favorite style of wig to do or a signature thing that you're like, if somebody said like from a roller set that's already done and you've got an hour to do something, is there like your thing you do?
I'm probably just going to tease it up into like big, sexy.
I love that.
Fuck hair.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always find like my trick, like if I have a wig that's brand new and it's styled into ideally what I want, I'll wear that until the walls are about to fall off, till it's just no good anymore. And I know it's getting fucked up. And then that's when I will take it and I'll generally like shake it a few times.
Yeah.
And then I'll make it teased out like huge, kind of see-through, like a little bit.
Yes.
Losing a curl pattern, but you try to just sort of like
replace
sheet
it
for camera, right?
Yeah.
Then that, until those walls fall out, then it turns into an updo. Right?
See, that's the part I've been missing. Is like I'll try and save the original style. I'll try and like re-roller set it, give it a wash, give it a whatever. I'm like,
that's good too.
It is, but it never turns out like the way I want it to. Because I think the wig has made a decision to depart from that style. And like I can't argue with that. I can't argue with a wig.
Right.
I'm just a wigstress.
Yeah.
Girl. They have minds of their own.
Well, and I don't think people get it. They do have a mind of their own.
Absolutely.
And Vanity from Wigs by Vanity,
the goat.
Yeah, like she always says, like, put it on the block and just see where it wants to go.
Let it speak to you.
Let it decide, because you might go, oh, it's just kind of moving to the left. I guess it's going to go to the left today or whatever.
Right.
And that's like the fun in it.
Totally.
I think it's fun. And I think it's so interesting too. I think for you working in the environment where you do have to deal with, like, if you're somebody who does wigs at home or whatever, you do in a way, you're able to vet who you're going to do something for.
Hello.
But for yourself, if you're working with like a lot of industry people, you end up stuck having to work around those people But you're also creating the art that you create.
And they're also not going to credit you.
They're not going to credit you. They're going to credit themselves. And then they're going to come to you. And I don't know if you ever get this kind of talk. Well, we want like a Marie Antoinette Victorian witch, but it wanted to be very, very feminine, but also modern. But also modern.
But also modern and sexy and sleek.
Well, which of those is it? Because Victorian and Marie Antoinette are not the same thing.
No, exactly.
That is not the same thing.
Yeah, we really had some crazies coming in there. I remember one day there was this lady who came in. She was perhaps not well, but just going on and on about how people were out to get her, how they she felt like she needed to run away into the woods because people were so jealous of her. I said, girl, have you ever heard Jealous of My Boogie by RuPaul? She never had. I played her that song. For the rest of her day, she was fine. See? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Music saves.
RuPaul, she brings families back together and she
splits them right up.
And then the music heals.
Honey.
Let's take a break. It's 2026. Don't you want to eat better? Maybe you're like me and you have zero time and zero energy to make it happen. This is where Factor comes in. Factor doesn't ask you to meal prep or follow recipes. It just removes the entire problem. 2 minutes, real food, done. Factor has meals that fit your goals and schedule. Healthier eating, calorie management, more protein. Each meal has functional ingredients including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. A meal I've been loving recently is the tangy southern chicken with red potatoes and creamed corn. The roasted garlic potatoes and red peppers make a savory bed for a smoky garlic marinated whole chicken breast. I've been having this for lunch for the past week and it just keeps tasting better every time I have it. Factor has 100 rotating weekly meal options that include high-protein, calorie-smart, Mediterranean diet, GLP-1 support, and ready-to-eat salads. Plus, the new Muscle Pro collection supports strength and recovery. Factor is always fresh, never frozen, and always ready in about 2 minutes. I love Factor, and I know you will too. Head to factormeals.com/verydelta50off and use code verydelta50off to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easier with Factor. We are back with the woman. Oh, what about woman? Woman.
I love a woman.
You love a woman. You are a woman.
Well,
why wouldn't you love a woman?
Well, yes.
Obviously on this show, we know that there's big problems in the world.
Many.
But we get stuck on the little ones because those are the only ones we can fucking handle. Mm-hmm. Are there any small fish that you need to fry? Any things that have been happening where you're like, you know what? Someone needs to speak on it.
You know what? I get so irate. Sometimes, not all the time. Mm-hmm. But I get so irate when people bombard me with questions. I hate being asked questions. Except for these. Love these. Here. That's such a crazy thing to say.
I hate you. I hate you being here. Why are you asking me questions?
Shut up. No, because I feel like I inherently am questioning so much all the time internally that I'm like, girl, shut the hell up. Go find out. Google it.
Oh, that is so true. I have family members that will, and I, not to be a generational person because I'm an old bitch myself, but there gets to a point where you're like, you know, you're holding a computer in your hand, right?
Girl, and I'm over here luteal. I don't want to talk to you.
At all.
Girl.
At all. You want to know who wrote that song? You just type in the name of the song.
Baby, they have Shazam.
You can do anything. All of those questions. Now, if you want to ask me something that has to do with only I know.
Then I need you to make sure I'm fed, make sure I'm stoned, make sure I'm well rested, comfortable in any way possible, and then perhaps you'll get an answer out of me. If not, I'll be like, girl, I don't know.
Now, how do you get stoned? Do you take gummies? Do you smoke out of a pipe? Do you carve out an apple? What do you do?
I feel like I'm a bong girl. I'm a bong girl and a joint girl. Bong at the house, joints outside. But there is something so sexy about smoking a joint indoors.
Okay.
I feel especially if I'm at the computer, I feel very Carrie Bradshaw about it.
Oh.
I'm like,
Is it this way or is it this way?
Well, it's supposed to be this way, right?
Uh-huh.
But for me to feel my fantasy, it's got to be, and I couldn't help but wonder, was I smoking the cigarette or was it smoking me? You know?
This is important. It's not a phone call. I was going to ask you a question, but then I decided.
Then you remembered I hate that.
I remembered you hate questions. And then I was like, wait a minute. I really could just Google this. So I'm going to Google this with you here.
No, I'm in a great mood for questions. What is the question?
Is there such a thing as a tobacco cigarette with marijuana cut in?
Yes, girl.
It's going to tell me right now.
Isn't that a spliff? Honey.
A spliff is a blend of cannabis and tobacco, usually in cigarette rolling papers. The word spliff is West Indian and is said to take on the word split, as in split the difference between weed and tobacco, and whiff referring to the smell of smoke. A spliff. I really didn't know that, and I really didn't want to ask you because we just said, Google it. You fucking lazy ass.
No, I'm literally so happy to answer your questions.
Spliff.
Imagine this. Spliff Miss Gaggy.
See, I was just going to say, how are we going to use spliff in a name? Spliff.
I feel like there's a drag queen named Patty Spliff, maybe? I don't know where she is.
Oh, maybe there is. Oh, like Patty Smith or Patty Smythe. There's
Yeah.
What about because there used to be like the name Biff, like for a guy.
Biff.
Like
Death of a Salesman.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We should do something with that. Well, we were talking earlier about like funny drag names. Why am I holding the card that way?
First Doug, it's your fault.
First it was this way, and now I have it this way, and everyone's reading my notes. What does it say? Chicken salad on white for lunch. What else does it say? Oh, okay, this is what I want to talk about because I'm always going in circles.
No, same.
Especially when I'm loving that. I love this conversation. I don't know why we have not had conversations before or known each other before because you're so easy to talk to.
Oh, stop.
I love this.
I love it too.
Well, and I never really get to talk to people about hair because a lot of people that do costumes or wigs or performance mixes or anything, whatever your niche is, most people kind of stick to themselves and what they do.
Totally.
So because it becomes like competitive or whatever. And I love hearing about other people that do hair just because, I know you ventilate wigs. I don't know how to ventilate wigs. So
it's new. I'm still learning, but
it's something that you've taken on. And
that's true.
So when I get to be around somebody, I'm like, I wonder how they do this. I wonder how they do that. I love watching. I love hearing. I love all of that. But there's also something that I think more than a lot of other people that we've had on here, which is you have roots in California, but you also have roots in New York.
Hello. The roots are everywhere.
What's the difference to you as someone who's lived in both places?
I'm going to be a little controversial.
Okay.
So I lived in New York first, then I moved here, started drag, did the show, then I moved back to New York because for me, I love a visit to LA.
Mm-hmm.
To live here, chop.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's different things, right? I feel like there are things I like about LA. Like I like the driving. Crazy. I like the nature.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Sure. I mean, that's fair. I mean, there's people. People are built for certain things.
Yeah. I feel like I'm built for pounding pavement. You know, I love to walk. Right. And I feel like the nightlife in New York is more. I feel like there's more happening. And it's crazy. Perhaps it's because it's all shoved together in a small space as opposed to LA, which is so spread out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's more venues, there's more opportunities, there's more shows. It's better, not better, but perhaps maybe like easier for someone to put down roots.
Right. Because
I feel like in LA, it's like you got to know somebody. You got to know somebody who knows somebody. And if you don't know anybody, you have to be so cunt that people want to know you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it's a tough eggshell to walk on.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of that is so valid and so fair. It makes so much sense. Like one thing, and again, I say it's important to hear from somebody who's lived in both places because I'll have people that will say like, oh, you were just in New York. How's New York?
You're like, I hate it.
I just say like, I really can't give you a fair assessment because if I've only seen the airport and a day's in, I don't really know much more than that.
Totally.
But what I do know over the years of like maybe being there just a couple of days at a time is that a lot of people are under this impression that New Yorkers are mean. And New Yorkers, I've never experienced New Yorkers being mean. New Yorkers have somewhere to fucking be?
That would be my other small fish. Except I think it's actually quite a large fish.
Yeah.
People who are walking on the sidewalk and just stop
Oh
dead in
my
their
gosh,
tracks.
please take me off the planet.
Nothing makes me feel more homicidal.
Yeah.
Truly. Because I'm like, if you don't have anywhere to be, there should be a separate part of the street for you to walk on.
I couldn't agree more.
There should be a sauntering lane on the sidewalk for all the saunterers, and they can get the fuck out of my way.
I just couldn't agree with you more because, I'm coming to you providing testimony as an admitted hog of death, as a lazy pig, as a sloppy American, as somebody who likes to sit down more than anything. I know there's other people walking. Get the fuck out of the way. There's a park bench. Sit
Hello.
down. Just sit down.
Take a load off.
Nobody's going to go walking on the bench.
Get comfy.
If you have to go, I have to look at my phone. Step over to the little newsstand. That's
I'm like, pull over.
It's
Just
fine.
Pull over.
No problem. No problem. But when people are punching it, and that's the thing about New York, people are not rude. They have places to go. It's simple.
They're late.
Yeah,
they're running late.
They're actually very polite.
Yeah. Well,
every time I've been to New York, people are always nice. They are just busy.
I feel like it's not that New Yorkers are mean. They're just very direct.
Mm-hmm.
They're very honest. They're very like, there's
you know where they're coming from when
there's
they're
no
talking
beating
to you.
around the bush. There's no cards to the chest. It's just like, bitch,
Right.
This is what I feel. And
Right.
I'll say it.
And, I'm born and raised in Southern California, so I totally get where people are saying that, like, I was just talking about, when restaurants or things move from one side of the country to the other, like, can't you wait for this to come or that to come? And then it comes here and they change the recipe and they ruined everything. And I'm like, I'll just wait
It's
till I go over there.
gluten-free. It's vegan. It's everything.
Yeah, let it be what it is. And if it's not going to work out in that recipe, then don't change the recipe.
No.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of not changing recipes.
Right. Are you a cook at all?
I can cook.
Okay, so what about fuck, marry, kill, breakfast, lunch, dinner? Simple.
Okay. I'm going to fuck dinner.
Okay.
I'm going to marry breakfast.
Oh,
And I'm going
okay.
to kill lunch.
Okay.
Speaking of fuck, marry, kill, I've
Uh-huh.
been playing a fun new one with my friends where it's fuck, suck, or cuck.
Oh, okay. Fuck, suck.
Instant karma.
I love this. Fuck, suck, cuck.
Fuck, suck, or cuck. Spring, summer, fall.
Oh, for sure. Cuck summer. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna suck spring.
Yeah.
But the fall,
We're gonna fuck the fall.
The fall and the winter
Honey.
is when I really come out of hibernation. Bears, they
I
say
hate the
hibernate.
winter.
You don't like it?
No.
Well, because you know a New York winter.
Honey, and it's gross there right now. Like to be here in Southern California where it's so like sunny, like delicious.
Right. There's something else I want to talk to you about. Okay. This is something I've toyed with for a while.
Let's toy with it together.
Let's toy with it. Let's break it down. Because I like I said earlier, if you want to know what it's like to live in New York and live in LA, go to somebody who's done both. I am so curious about the interworkings of OnlyFans. And I
girl.
know that you have a very serious experience with OnlyFans that not other people would actually expect. And I'm not saying nudity, something deeper.
Something deeper, something more sinister.
I gag.
So yeah, I used to be an OnlyFans ghostwriter. I sort of used to call it like surrogate sex work
Uh-huh.
because it was like I myself was not featured in the content.
Uh-huh.
I was not creating the content, but I was certainly peddling the content. You know what I mean? So lots of talking to men, which is actually my least favorite activity. Lots of scheming, conning, conniving to essentially just like drain money out of their wallets
Okay.
in the service of potentially seeing a nipple.
So this would be like marketing it to them or like inboxing, like, hey, we've got a video for you, that kind of thing.
In the DMs, like, hey, daddy, I just took the hottest video. You want to see it? I show my nipple. And then they don't.
And what are the words? Like what would pull people in? What could you tell? Because I would think people like say they tune into somebody who and it's like, queen of ass or something. And so,
sure.
or there's like so-and-so's known for like
so
the
we're talking
world's
like a
largest,
name, like
largest nipples on the in the show or whatever. So would you know, like, this is what we're marketing, is this kind of thing. So really sell that.
They would have like a little packet on like each model.
Okay, so you kind of knew the talking points.
Yeah, a little bit. And like
this is like a real estate agent, really.
Girl. And the gag is, it was sort of like a gender euphoric, expansive moment for me, because I was like, wait a second. Even though I hate talking to men, why is this making me so horny?
Sure.
And then I was like, oh, woman. So now that I'm like, now that the moans are moaning, now that the surges are surging, I'm kind of feeling like, okay, maybe I could be in front of the camera.
Right.
Maybe the content peddled could be of me, because I have juicy tits and a fat ass.
Yeah.
And I should be making money for those.
Yeah.
Juicy tits and fat ass should not labor.
Yeah. I take every opportunity that I have sitting in this spot to tell people, I think there's nothing greater than people advertising whatever it is that they like to do sexually that is consensual.
Girl, yes.
That is safe.
Girl, yes.
That is enjoyable. That is not hurting anyone. I think it's a fucking shame how many people out there call out any sort of adult content creator for being, oh, I can't believe you do that. Oh, I can't believe that. But you're all out there consuming it. What's
you're
with the
consuming
hate
it?
and the shame?
You're consuming it, and you're probably also having sex with people who don't respect you, and you're not getting paid for it.
Have sex.
Have sex with people who respect you.
Yes, and then do it and go, oh, you know what? That I didn't really enjoy that experience that much. I won't do that one, but I'll do this or I'll do that. There's nothing wrong with trying out different stuff and doing different things, but people have so much shame and embarrassment.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
There's this one chaser in New York that I've hooked up with a couple times, and he like is the vibes were
Brandon, 32. I know him too. I know him.
Brandon.
He's got a variety of tastes.
Girl, but the energy, the vibes were so rancid and rotted that I was like, I have to be so horny to want to go back to his home and have. But after the last couple times, I was like, you know what? Next time I show up here, if I show up here again, I'll be getting paid. Yes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And
because at that point, I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm shoving the dildo up your ass.
Right.
I'm listening to your problems.
Right.
I just came here to get railed.
Right. And you're going to be cucked.
Honey, and you're going to be cucked.
Right. Be proud if you're a prostitute. If you have transactional romance, be fucking proud of yourself.
I agree.
If you have a commodity and somebody else wants it and you're fine with that, nobody said you don't have to enjoy the sex. Let them enjoy it and go, you know what? I provided a service. They had a really good time.
I enjoy money.
They know what's happening here. They're doing this. I'm doing this. Everything's fine. Everybody was clean.
Sure beats waiting tables.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody washed their hands. You got what you wanted. You got what you wanted. We were in the clear. There's no relationship happening here. Cool. Do what you need to do.
Exactly.
Yes. Wash your ass in between each time, though.
Please,
you know what I mean?
My
Like
God.
that.
Even if nothing's happening.
Or maybe they don't want that. Maybe they like it that way.
Girl, that's gonna cost extra.
That costs extra.
That's gonna cost a lot extra.
Well, I mean, not that much extra, but you know, there's
for you.
Let's take a break. Do you have something on your mind? Perhaps a burning question. Or maybe you just need me to go off about something. Well, now's your chance. Email me at readmedelta@gmail.com and you just might hear your question on an upcoming episode of Very Delta. Don't be shy, baby. Send me an email. We are back with Amanda Tori Meating. This is the part of the show that we call Read Me Delta. People send in their letters, they have questions, they have queries. Sometimes full-on people who like transactional romance will send letters.
Now that is a key.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Can I use your letter opener?
Please. I think it's actually yours.
What color? Oh, this is a good one. This is a new one. A sword. I like that.
Right?
A gift from a gift giver.
Ooh.
I like it. And if you want to send in a letter, you can send it to readmedelta@gmail.com.
Read Me Delta!
Hello, Delta and special guest. I was just curious about your thoughts on Hamburger Helper. Is Hamburger Helper very Delta? Very Amanda Tori Meating? What about Tuna Helper? Best regards, Very Dan.
Okay, very
What do you
Dan.
think about hamburger helper or tuna helper or any of those boxed sort of casseroles?
Tuna for me is an immediate no.
Okay.
And I respect that other people enjoy it.
Mhm.
But if I'm gonna go for fish, I'm gonna go for a salmon.
A salmon. Salmon
A
helper.
trout. Hamburger helper could be very Amanda Tori Meating.
I know what would be, I think.
What?
A suddenly salad. So it's like, because like during the day you'll want something, but you'll want something light.
Yeah.
So you just have like a light pasta salad
Just
at a meeting.
Yeah. What about those ones at the airport that are in the vending machines?
And they're like glass.
The green lids.
Okay, I haven't had anything from them, but I want to. Are they
Girl.
good?
Honestly,
Because they look
tea.
decent in size
Those
too.
little pesto pasta salads. BS.
And they look decent in size. Because
Mhm.
sometimes you get stuff and you're like, bitch, I'm hungry still. But that looks like kind of enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm gonna get that earring, and when I tell you,
You know what? It's the earring back. She escaped me. I had her in the green room, I swear.
and you know what, I had earring backs, even though I don't have pierced ears, I have earring backs I could have brought in here. This is how crazy I am. In
Remember
my
it.
suitcase, just from doing drag for so long, and because like my drag mentors were crazy. Like one of my drag mentors is Chad Michaels, and like I was raised like I knew
Such a fan of Chad
like,
Michaels.
I've known Chad since like late 2000, early 2000s. So
I get to work with her next week. I'm so
you're gonna love it.
I'm
You're gonna love it.
so excited.
So when like the first shows I was ever in were probably like 1999, like professional shows.
Period.
So Chad was that person, and Chad was like, you have to have this, you have to have this. So I even have, again, like all my colors of safety pins. And even if I don't use them, I feel like if someone needs it, I want to be prepared to provide that.
I love being that girl.
I love being that girl, and I love when someone asks me for something, because I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of like that mom sort of vibe.
Yeah. I love showing up to a gig out of town with like my big old suitcase, and a girl in the dressing room is like, "Does anyone have scissors?"
It feels good.
And they're big fabric scissors. They're
good
the
ones.
nice ones.
Good ones.
And I'm always like, "Here you go, babe. Give them back to me by the end of the night."
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny is one of my other things is like, you can borrow anything you want from me. Whatever it is that I have, if I have it available, you can borrow it. But
there's a caveat.
There's a caveat. So like if there's a safety pin, keep that safety pin. My thing is like, put it inside the outfit that you're wearing. So next time you'll go, oh, I think there's one stuck in there. Maybe I can use it for another outfit or whatever. If you use up all of the hairspray, no problem.
Yep.
Just tell me so I can replace it.
Yes.
I'm not saying you can only use so much. If you need the whole can, bitch, use the whole can.
Use the whole can. We're drag queens.
But tell me.
Tell me. Because if that empty can of hairspray goes back in my suitcase, the next time I go to pull it out,
and you're stuck somewhere with no hairspray?
And people are asking me questions, and I'm already irate.
Yes. And then they expect... Now you have to ask somebody else for hairspray, and they're like, "Oh, girl, Amanda came to the show, mess.
Girl, Amanda Tori Meating came to town, didn't have any hairspray.
Girl, she's trying to tell everybody she does wigs, girl. Get out of here, bitch.
Girl, didn't have any bobby pins.
Girl, trying to talk about she rooted her wig, but she can't spray it. Okay. Please be so for real.
Girl, just root it and spray it.
Right. Dear Delta and beautiful guest, do you love when people mispronounce words as much as I do?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, weren't we just talking about
this?
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna.
Because with that in mind, happy Valentine's Day, baby. I'm deeply obsessed with a good mispronunciation. I don't know what it is, but the second someone confidently butchers a word, it brings me pure joy, instant smile, no notes. Now, of course, I never correct them because I have manners and I'm not a monster, and it's rude as hell. This is so weird that we were just talking about this with the salmon. However, there is a small chaotic voice inside of me that desperately wants to whisper the correct pronunciation and then vanish it into the night. This internal struggle lives in me forever. So I have to know, do you and your guest have any favorite words that people absolutely massacre? The ones that hit your ear just right. Sincerely, very Gabby from Bellingham, Washington. Okay, so we did this.
So salmon hits us just wrong, is how that hits us. I love when someone says like potential.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Something like that. Like if you're trying to like make it sound fancier and like embellishing, if you know you're mispronouncing it, but you're still gonna butcher it like that, work.
Right.
That's art. That's drag.
Right.
But if you're just dumb.
Potential. Gosh, there has to be other ones that I've heard people say. There's one that, okay, it's not really a word. Well, let's see.
Well, It's more of a conjunction.
Right. It is a word. It is a word. It's just a word that's not mispronounced. I feel like it's misused, but see, I just said misused.
Guillotine.
I just said
guillotine.
There is a word that is not mispronounced, but I think it's misused, and that is when people say they'll instead of saying when, they say whenever. So they'll go. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Drives me nuts.
And I think it's just a colloquialism people like in certain areas.
That's an Appalachian situation.
So when I hear other people do it, I'm like, I'm not obviously going to say anything.
No.
That's their thing, right? Because I use actual words that don't mean anything.
No, totally.
I use words that mean nothing to people.
I say so much I say so many words and so little.
And that's what I'm saying. I say so many things. I will just talk in a circle and people are like, so when are you going to get to the point? And I'm like,
it's actually not about the destination.
It's the journey. Delta Airlines says, keep climbing.
Girl.
Just keep climbing. Keep going.
Keep going, girl.
If I had my own airline, it would be, just sit there.
Just sit there.
Just sit there.
I feel like your airline would be fierce.
I would love, there would only be like 3 seats on the whole plane.
Yeah, fuck it.
Because we would want sections.
Sections. There would be, I feel like couches. I want a couch. I want a couch on the plane.
Yeah. And here's my thing. No seatbelts, because what's the seatbelt really going to help anyway?
Girl, if the plane goes down, it goes down. The seatbelt is not going to keep me alive.
It doesn't matter.
No.
And when they say, like, we might hit turbulence, I've had turbulence, and it's like this. And
I've had turbulence and been in the airplane bathroom, like squeezing one out, girl.
And isn't that tough?
It actually kind of helps.
Well, you don't know. Like, does it go back in, maybe?
That would be unfortunate.
That would be loose as hell. That would be loose.
Can't relate, girl.
But yeah, when people say whenever, so they're like, whenever I was at so-and-so's house yesterday.
Girl,
well, we
when?
know when you were there. You were there when?
You just told us.
But if somebody does it in front of me, like, I of course I would never say anything. I also think it's charming. I'm like, that's cute.
I was just going to say that.
Like
especially, I know a couple people. I got a couple people in my life who say stuff like that. And I find it endearing. I find it like, oh, give me a kiss.
Because I love hearing like how different families talk. Like, so some families like will say, they'll call their grandmother grandma, and some will say Nana. Mima. I have family that say Mima.
Yeah. Papa.
Nana. And I'm like, well, Nana, like, I don't know. It's just everyone has different ways.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Granny.
There's nothing wrong with colloquialisms.
I agree.
Cute. But I will say, if it is a word, if it's somebody that you are very close with, and you know that they're mispronouncing a word,
tell them. And
maybe they're going to make a presentation, or they're going to talk to someone about an issue, then you would just tell them, like, hey, babe, just so you know,
you sound stupid.
Yeah, you are a full idiot. And I don't know why I speak to you anymore.
No, I feel like you're doing charity work. You're like, I'm going to tell you, you sound stupid because I love you.
And charity work is a potential drag daughter name if you're out there. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I think I've been in a situation where a server corrected me, and I was a kid too, so it was real embarrassing because I was young and I didn't know. And I didn't know what the word was, and it was my first time ever pronouncing it. And it was
ceviche.
No, it was like a pasta term.
Okay, yeah.
And I was
a lot of those are hard.
Like, I'll have the mustachiocololi.
Oh, girl, I wouldn't know where to start.
And I didn't know how to say it. And like he was like, I think what you're trying to say. And I was like, oh yeah. That's
big guy. You want to correct a little kid.
And, yeah. And it's like, don't say that to anyone.
Don't say that to anyone.
And I think what you can do is, like, when you're going down the list, say, just so I have this correct, you're having and then you say whatever the items are correctly.
Because you probably knew.
You knew. And then maybe they'll hear it and go, oh, I guess I said it wrong, but no one else knows. But now I know.
And you were nice about it. Maybe a bigger tip is in store for you.
I'm so glad you were here today.
Me too.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is so fun.
I agree.
Do you do you do like
do you do anything?
Do you go live? Do you like? Do you find yourself being like a total social media person?
I'm so bad at it. I need
I'm saying I know because I'm saying I'm the same way.
Yeah. I need like a setup where someone else is packaging me. Because I feel like I'm a great package, but I don't care to do the packaging.
I love that you just said that. Let me tell you something. That is the way to be, really, because you are a great talker. Like, I'm having a good time talking to you. I don't feel like I have to like carry a fucking conversation. And I'm not saying that about other people. I'm just saying, like, it's so easy to talk to you. Like,
So
you're an open book.
Oh.
And it's great to say to people, I know I have something to offer.
Totally.
Package it up.
Package it up for me.
We both said already, we could make a meal. We could make dinner, but we also like to make reservations.
And we also like to be cooked for.
Yes. We want to ask for extra lemons, and we'll make sure and tip for them. We know we like to talk a lot. Kick some people off The View and put us on there.
Girl.
We're ready to talk.
What do you need those heifers for?
We can talk.
We can talk. We can just talk.
Listen, you could have a gazelle and a heifer. You can have one of each. You can have one of each.
Gazelle.
And a heifer.
Gazelle's a sickening drag name.
It is. But what about if somebody's name was Giselle and they mispronounced it as Gazelle? Gazelle.
Imagine someone going up to Giselle Barbie Royale and calling her Gazelle.
Right. Or what if your name was or what if it was Jiz?
Giselle. Oh, that's my daughter.
That's your daughter.
That's my daughter. Did you come, daughter?
Did you take a hormone today?
Just one.
I just have them like this, just one at a time.
No, I actually switched to the shots.
You did?
Yeah, girl. It was sickening.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do that tomorrow. I'm really bad about remembering what day, but when I remember...
Fresh as a daisy.
Girl! And soft.
We'll see you next week, and until then, keep things very Delta. So fun
That was so much fun!
Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom. Hosted by Delta Work. Produced and edited by Doug Robertson. Technical direction by Danielle Mitchell. With original theme music by Will Pitts. Media and design support by Stone Cold. And set design by Eris Sevilla. Executive produced by Alaska, Willem, Big Dipper, Camille Stennis, and Joe Cilio. Recorded at Forever Dog Productions. Since it's like stretched out, obviously, you know.
Stretched out.
You know, blown out.
Mom!
Watch Very Delta uncensored, ad-free, and a day early by subscribing to Mom Plus Gold. Sign up today at mompodcast.plus for premium content, including weekly episodes of more Very Delta.